Hi everyone, how are you going today? I hope that you're well. I can see that Brett and Amy have both been in the comments, although I'm not too sure if you're still there, guys. Hopefully you have both had fantastic weeks and you've been enjoying your weekends so far. Well, as best you can so far anyway. So as you guys will probably know, today is the Astronomy Tower day to be building. So let's just open this set up and get building. We do have some fantastic characters in here again, which I'm really looking forward to getting out. So yeah, Amy's here. Hi Amy, how you going? I hope you've had a good week. Well, as best you guys can, considering that it's a little bit cold, and I think that some of you are also back in lockdown as well. So let's see where we're up to. So bag 5 we're starting with. Got bag 3. Bag 2. Instructions and stickers. Excellent. I actually quite like it when they bundle all the stickers and instructions up together. 6 and 1. And one little random plate at the bottom of the box. Okay. Oh, I know. Some of the new sets, Amy, are so gorgeous. I've been seeing some of the pictures as well, and it's just been fantastic. So even Brett and I on Instagram earlier today, we were chatting about some of the new sets as well. So, yeah, it's so exciting to see what's coming out. I'm really looking forward to 2020 or 2021 now. So I'll have to try and save up between now and then so I can get a bulk lot of sets when they all first come out. So we've got these stickers are the ones that we get today, if my webcam's going to focus. And what I am quite happy about is the Ravenclaw sticker, since I am a Ravenclaw myself. So that's kind of cool. And then there's a better picture of what we're building today, the Astronomy Tower, which is kind of cool. So, yeah. So you guys in the chat, have you seen any of the new sets yourselves? Which ones are your favourites? Which ones are you really liking? Oh, the Disney sets. Yeah, I really like, I think I've seen a picture of the Ariel one, which is quite nice. I think that that's a 4+ set as well, isn't it? So again, cute, simple, gorgeous. I love the colours of all the Little Mermaid sets. I think that they're really pretty. Oops. They're really pretty. What was that? Oh, it's a glass window. That would have driven me absolutely bonkers trying to find that. Luckily, I heard it drop out of the plastic bag. Phew. Yeah, so, but I really, really like the look of the Cinderella's carriage, which is so funny because Cinderella always gets a carriage. Every year she seems to have a new carriage, and it drives me insane that we can't have a slightly different build. Now they've gone and built a carriage that looks so beautiful and so gorgeous. So I'm going to be forced to eat my words about Cinderella's carriage, I think, this year, but that's okay. You know, it's all in good fun, I guess. So yeah, so I've seen those ones. I think we did talk a little bit about Andrea's house last week, but of course it was the 72-hour live stream last week. So it was a little bit of a different time and setup for me. But yeah, Andrea's house is really nice as well. I do like the look of it. For some reason, I always had the impression that Andrea was going to have a much more like modern type of house. So I was a little bit surprised to see that it wasn't. But again, in a good way. I do think that Andrea's house still looks really cool and is really lovely and all of that sort of stuff. So, and plus we're going to get her mum, her dad, and a little sister as well, which is kind of cool and quite exciting. So that's all good. Yeah, and I really like the fact that we've got a whole heap of like little micro doll kids as well. So it seems like we also got a micro doll girl in the organic cafe or the organic farmers market or something. And then I also saw a picture of the park, which looks really pretty. I was really happy with the look of the park, and it even has one of those like little swan paddle boats, which I think is really cute. Kind of a bit of a dated reference though. I haven't seen swan paddle boats in existence for a very, very long time, and I thought that was sort of like a 1970s or a 1980s like cartoon reference more than anything that we actually see in real life. Oh, Cornay's here. Hi, buddy. Oh, cool. That's okay. Just as always, you know, you've got to live your life and enjoy your life and all of that type of stuff. But it's really nice that you've popped in to say hello. You know that I always appreciate that. So, yeah, thanks for stopping by. We were just chatting all things new sets. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the friend sets. Again, like I said, Brett and I were talking earlier, and he's really looking forward to getting some of the new friend sets as well, because they do look so nice and they look so awesome and cool. So yeah, it should be good to get some of those new ones. I also really like the look of the oh yeah, they do still have paddle boats in the world, Amy. I just haven't seen ones that look like swans in a very, very long time. I've seen like the colourful ones, like the ones of different colours. Oh, okay. Yep, that's okay, buddy. Just you know, look after yourself, do what you've got to do. That's all good. So yeah, message me later if you want to chat. I should be around for a little while. And Brett is here. I suspect Brett might be building and all of that sort of stuff in the background. So yeah. Oh yeah, the cinema looks so nice as well. We did talk a little bit about that last week, because I think that there were a few people in my chat from the 72-hour stream that were quite keen to get the cinema set and then modify that for their own cities or to make it into their own style. And I just really like the colours in the cinema. I thought that it was so pretty and so lovely to have like the navy and the red, which is something sort of quite different to what we've seen from some of our previous friend sets as well. And I think that having something look a little bit... Oh, and I think, sorry, I keep pausing to talk to read the comments. Oh dear. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah. Yeah, and I think it's just always really nice to get something that looks a little bit different for like a city or whatever as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting hold of the cinema as well. And that's a set that I'm definitely looking forward to the most. So Brett is building his second mock castle. I knew that you'd be building and listening, Brett. I just knew it, which is so cool. I know. And then I couldn't believe it. I did go online and I did get some more Lego this week, which is really cool. So the Lego that I got previously still hasn't arrived, but hopefully that might arrive on Monday or Tuesday, I'm thinking. So that will probably be what I will build next week, which is going to probably be the Sesame Street set. So depending on when it gets delivered. And yeah, so we'll just see how we go with that. And then I did go online and get a couple of the smaller hidden side sets, which I probably won't build on my channel or on stream or anything like that, because I don't know how much you guys want to see that stuff. So I probably won't do it. It doesn't really fit in, I don't think. I've got lots of other stuff that would be really cool and lots of fun to build. So that's probably what I will end up doing. Yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to getting hold of the Sesame Street set. Unfortunately, the Elf Clubhouse is out of stock, and it's still out of stock in Australia. So I don't know whether or not I'm going to be able to get hold of the Elf Clubhouse yet. But if I do, then I do want to try and build that one on stream before Chrissy, which will be really nice. But I don't know. We'll just have to see how that goes and how that happens. If not, well, regardless of whether or not I get hold of the Elf Clubhouse or not, I am still really keen to rebuild the gingerbread house from last year. So I think that might be a little rebuild. Oh, Amy's planning to rebuild the gingerbread house as well. So here we go, Amy. You and I, once again, are on the same wavelength. So yeah, I might rebuild the gingerbread house as well, which should be really cool and really cute. I do think that looks really nice as well, especially because the gingerbread people can really fit in with like any type of space. So it can be for a city, it can be for mini dolls, it can be with minifigs. That's one of the reasons why I sort of really liked that set. Yeah, because it sort of fit in with whatever little universe we build for our Lego people. So yeah, but the thing that I'm still miffed about though is that I have not been able to get hold of the hidden side like haunted mansion build, and I do actually think that whole set has been discontinued and has finished in Australia. So I might have to see if I can get it from overseas somewhere. I don't know. I'll have to see where else it is available and see if I can pick it up from somewhere else, because that was one of the sets that I really, really liked from the hidden side, and it would be a shame to miss out on just that one, because I have got all the others from hidden side as well. So yeah, and I'm just putting some little mandrakes together, and these are, oops, the little cylinder-shaped mandrakes as well. So they're these ones. So we've just got all four of those matching, which is really cool. And then I haven't looked up the Raya and the last dragon. Sorry, Corno, I'm getting all the names wrong. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, don't get a strike, Corno. It's not worth doing that. Yeah, so I'm really excited to see those sets, because as many of you guys know, I do love a dragon. I do really love building dragons, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they've come up with for Raya's sets. So yeah, I don't know if anybody else has seen them. I do know that there were a few people that put up the new police station, the Creator Expert Modular police station. And it seemed like only a few hours before the official images were released as well. So I think I think it's probably worth just waiting and getting the official images, which are so much clearer and crisper and easier to see and get all the details from as well. So has anybody else seen the images of the police station, the Creator Expert police station? And what are your thoughts on that, guys? Let me know what you're considering. Oh, Amy's just looked it up and it's beautiful. Oh, yes. I'm excited now, you guys. I can't believe that I'll have to wait until I'm off stream to actually Google and see what they're about. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, don't do that. Brett thinks it looks okay as well. Yeah, don't share if there's been whole servers taken down. Honestly, it's not worth it. I'm sure that we can be a little bit sneaky and see them around the place. But I still really like seeing the official images anyway. I'm such a stickler for being a goody two-shoes, aren't I? I know. That's what I'm looking forward to as well, Amy. It will just be so nice to have new characters and more dragons, of course. You know, as always, me and my dragons. So, yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll get onto that once I've finished on here. Thanks, Corny. Yeah, Amy saw the police station and thinks that it looks okay as well, so that's kind of cool. So all good with that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think that it's really cute that they've used like the micro dolls as the smaller children in the Friends universe as well. So I must admit that there were sort of a few rumours and suspicions floating around, I think, once we saw the micro dolls, and we did wonder whether or not that was sort of going to happen officially or not. Obviously, a few of us saw that LEV had made shorter mini dolls, so she'd sort of sawn their legs off and done a bit of creative operating on them, which was kind of cool. Like, you know, I like that idea of customizing your figures. And it seemed to be a really popular thing on LEV. So I can't imagine that the creative people, designers and whatnot from Lego would not be aware of, you know, being sort of thinking about different things as well. So there's one of our sort of like little parts of a greenhouse so far. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where to from here. I found out how to train dragon. I still haven't seen it, Amy, unfortunately. I will one day. I should sort myself out and get that sorted as well. And I've still got to do characters from that as well. Although, yeah, I have started on doing some characters, but it's been such a long time since I've customized any mini dolls that it's just hard to get back into it, I think. So we'll see. We'll see how I go over the next few weeks as well. There's been a few things that are happening here, like good things that are happening, which means that things have sort of started to slow down and settle into place a bit better with my new job, which is really nice. So I can now sort of concentrate and focus on having fun and doing things that I enjoy again, rather than being so sort of focused on work stuff and whatnot. So hopefully that will be a good thing. We'll see. and then, oh, I know. Exactly. One day, hopefully, if and when we're ever able to travel again, we'll have to see. Again, I think once things have settled down a bit more in the universe and in the world and all of those sorts of things, it would be really nice to potentially go back to the UK at some stage or another and see my sister and my niece and my nephew. And then that would also give me a good chance to catch up with all my UK Lego friends, which would be really cool too. But obviously that's going to be a fair way off at this stage because travel is still really tricky, which is cool. I'd much prefer for all of us to be healthy and safe rather than worrying about travel and that type of stuff anyway. And then Corney's been busy, so no more bargain hunts for him. So I haven't found the riding camp yet. I'm sure it will just pop up when you least expect it as well, buddy. That seems to be the way that I found when I was looking for some of my secondhand sets, is whenever I was looking for them and desperate to get them, they'd be too pricey, or it wouldn't be the right thing, or it would be the sets that I already had. And then when I wasn't really thinking about it and just sort of went, I'll just pop on and see what's happening, it would always be there. So, yeah, I'm sure it will just happen at the right moment for you when it comes to don't take the risk. Oh dear. Yeah, I won't be able to look at the pictures anyway until after I've finished streaming. So it's fun, buddy. I don't know whether or not they'd be as fussed anyway if it's just shared privately. But who knows? Who knows? Copyright is a very tricky little thing to get our heads around, isn't it? So this looks like our little greenhouse roof, which I actually really quite like the design of. So it's just sort of quite simple, quite cool. And it goes in here. How does this go in here? Oh, just sort of tucks in there. Cool. So that's our little greenhouse. A few spare parts, which is nice. So always handy to have some more of those. So we're now already back on to. So yeah, Amy, things are quite good. It is sort of spring, summertime here. So things are getting a little bit warmer, which is sort of nice. And it's sort of like that time of the year for us over here where I feel quite enthusiastic about like spring cleaning and sorting stuff out and, you know, all of that sort of stuff. So Pucky may even get another little bath tomorrow because it's a really nice way for him to get rid of his extra fuzzy fur because he's got a weird little puglet undercoat thing going on. And he is, unfortunately, one of the strangest dogs about not liking to be brushed. So my little puppy, depending on the weather, if it's warm enough. So when it's nice and warm, he dries off quite quickly in the backyard. But I don't like it when it's too hot because I don't want him to overheat. So it's all about getting the right temperature, I guess, for Pucky to be able to have his little dog bath, which should be quite good fun. Although I'll have to remember this time to make sure that I close more of the doors to the house. Oh, and this is quite nice as well. So we've got lavender brown. Oh, hang on, she's got a bow in her hair as well. Whoops, almost forgot a bow. Can't have that. Should know better from all the friends sets. So there's lavender brown in this set. So her top print is actually quite nice, but the hair piece is Emma's hair piece, but in that beautiful nougat colour. So that's kind of cool. I don't think I've seen it in that colour before. I may be wrong. It might have popped up on another minifig at some stage or another, but it seems to me that that's not something that I've seen before. And then we also get Ron in this set, and I do really, really like Ron's top in this set as well. I think that looks so cute and so cool. So yeah, so there's 4 of our little minifigures that we've got so far. I'll just pop the wands to one side as well when I find those. So let's maybe just go down, oops, another little notch for you, which should be good. So yeah, it might be dog washing day tomorrow, and then I've still got a few more Lego sets that I want to try and sort out as well. So I have been going through all my storage boxes with my Lego sets, which I try and do regularly anyway because I do find that I rummage, muddle things up, and I don't always update things like the labels on my Lego sets and all of that sort of stuff. So things do sort of go a bit askew and a bit awry. So it's usually quite handy for me to sort of just go through them every now and again. And then a little while ago, I did sort of start to go through some of my Lego sets because quite often I won't break them down after I've built them. I'll just store them sort of built. And sometimes I put them in like larger Ziploc bags, but a lot of the time I'll just have them loose in a box. So I do need to sort of double check some of those as well, because I did notice when I was, especially when I was going through and double checking all the stuff for the snow resort sets, which I built last week as part of the live stream, the 72-hour community live stream, that there were some bits and pieces from a couple of those sets that were sort of missing. And I can't remember whether or not I just sort of went, oh, because it's just snow or it's just that, then I won't worry about keeping that, or whether or not it's just been put somewhere else and I've lost it. So yeah, I do find it quite handy to go through and double check some of those sorts of things as well and just see what I've got available. And then there were some sets as well, which I did get as double ups as well. So when I'd buy like secondhand bulk lots of Lego. And so I just want to double check and see what double ups I have as well, and just try and condense down my storage just a little bit, not completely, but just a little bit, because I do probably have a few things where I may not ever have the space to be able to display, you know, 2 veterinary horse trailers, for example. So, yeah, there's not much sort of point in then keeping that and having that sort of just filling up storage and space and all of those sorts of things. Oh, you'd like to see a hair on a mini doll? Yes, let's do that. So here's my little mini doll. There we go. Let's take her hair off. Let's take Lavender's hair off. There we go. So I do actually think that this hairstyle does look heaps nicer on mini dolls because it just sits around their shoulders a bit better. And I also like the way how like the little side pieces just sit closer to the eyes, and it just sort of looks a bit cuter, I think, you know. So with her, the side pieces sort of hit at a different spot on her face as well. So there we go. There's little Lavender's hair piece on my mini doll. Just straighten up the torsos. Ron was sort of half doubled over there. So let's pop my little mini doll back there. And Amy's just saying, oh my gosh, I know. Oh, it's the best and the worst thing. Whenever I drive past another person with a pug, I always just get so excited. But one day, quite a long time ago, so this was probably a year or two ago, I was at a cafe with a friend, and the outdoor area was sort of dog friendly, as many cafes and stuff like that are in Perth. And there was this group of people sat there, and one of them had this little pug. Oh, Jez is here. No, you're not that late. I've only been rambling on for half an hour. So it's all good. You can just sit back and do some building or ordering or relaxing with a cuppa, and it's all fine, Jezza. So, yeah, and I couldn't believe it that I was at this cafe and there was this other little pug dog there, and I was just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, Pucky's going to be so upset with me when I come home, and he's never going to believe when I tell him that dogs can't come. So, yeah, it is quite funny whenever I see another pug parent, especially if they've got like a little apricot pug as well, because there's not that many of them, it seems, in Perth. A lot of them are either all black or they're like the little tan colour with the little black faces and stuff. So, yeah, especially the little apricot stuff. Oh, it's Wombat. Oh, no. Wombat's in the other room. I didn't bring Wombat with me today. Hang on, I have to run and get Wombat. Oh dear. Here's Wombat. Just for Jezza. So we'll pop little Wombat up the back here by the greenhouse. This way. And Pucky's having a drink now as well. So all action stations. Yay, that's so much better. So I'm glad that you're happy that Wombat's here. I'll have to try and remember to bring Wombat with me more every stream, just in case. And then Cornay's had lots of exciting stuff happen, I think. Tattoos and stuff like that, really wants tattooed out. I would say that the best advice that I ever got about tattoos is either just get random stuff that doesn't mean anything, or if you're going to get a tattoo that actually means something, then you've got to think about it for at least 6 months. And if you still like the design 6 months later and the place where it's going to get tattooed, then get it. So, you know, there's a couple of different tattooing philosophies out there, I think. None of them are really right or wrong. Obviously, I always say just do whatever makes you happy. I know lots of people with lots of tattoos. I know a few people without any. And I just sort of go, yeah, it's, oh, hang on, did I do that right? One. Oh, right, no, this one. Is that supposed to be there? Okay. Talking to myself again, getting off track. Right, the door and this. Okay, no, I think. You. Right, got to go backwards. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, no, I stuffed up. Oh, Robin's here as well. Hi, Robin. How you going? I'm just muttering to myself because I have been trying to figure out where I've gone right or wrong with my build. I had to just go back a page. I hope you and everyone are going really well. Oh, oops. Right, cool. Yes, I'm back on track now. I've got the door in. I still need to do other bricks. Yeah. So I hope things are going okay for you, Robert. With, oh my gosh, so quite a complex tattoo as well. Well, definitely make sure that you find an artist that you like as well. So, and there should be some fantastic artists out there. A lot of my friends who get loads of tattoos always like to sort of have a look at different artwork and all of that sort of thing. So yeah, that's kind of cool. It'll be exciting. And of course, it also depends on where you get it done as well as to how much it hurts. So obviously some places where you get tattoos hurt more than others. So, and I think for other people, it's more just trying to sit still for any length of time, which seems to be a struggle for some of us. Lego Bricks is here. Hi, buddy. How you going? Oh, and Corne is getting a study ring as well. Okay. Wow, it's all happening. Yeah, well, as you know, I think the most important thing is as long as you're doing stuff that's going to make you happy, Corne. Again, I think that all of that sort of stuff is cool. You know, I just sort of go, yeah, do whatever you want, make yourself happy, whatever you're going to enjoy and however you're going to sort of like it is always the best thing when it comes to anything to do with your body. You know, nobody else should really have any say in anything like that. It is always sort of just up to you. It's your body, so you do what makes you happy. I think that that's sort of like one of those things where it's sort of really important to sort of remember that type of stuff as well. Obviously, it is a little bit different if you're a parent and looking after someone that's younger, but I just sort of go, once you're sort of an adult and you can make informed decisions and make choices about what you want in your own life, and you've come to sort of reasonable and informed choices, then I say just sort of go for it. You know, even things like, you know, being able to dye your hair, whether or not you want to get piercings, whether or not you want to get any, like, you know, beauty surgeries and that type of stuff. Just say, do whatever you like. As long as you're not hurting anyone and you're making, you know, decisions based on what's going to sort of make you happy and bring you joy. It's the most important thing, really, isn't it? Right, another couple of windows going on in here. Oh, Brickish is here. Yeah, hey. How you going, mate? I hope that you're having a reasonably good week as well. Yeah, well, again, I think that, you know, being a teacher is, again, you know, a profession, but I also think that it is then just making informed decisions. So I think that a lot more often now there's more people with tattoos and more, you know, blokes with their ears pierced and stuff like that. So I don't think that that's going to be a huge issue. But again, it's probably going to depend more on what your tattoo is of and where it is. So, you know, it's then just sort of figuring out where you want it placed. Again, if it's like on your shoulder, or if it's on your back, or if it's, you know, on your upper thigh where it won't really be seen by anyone in a classroom, then it won't really, you know, be an issue. Nobody will even really know that you have it. Again, I would suspect that if you're going to be teaching primary school students and, you know, it's a bit more of an explicit drawing or image that's a little bit more racy or something like that, then that might be a little bit more concerning, particularly if people can sort of see it. Whereas if it's, you know, something for you and you alone, then I can't really imagine that anyone would even really know that you've got it. And I also think that nowadays a lot more people who are sort of under the age of 40 have tattoos anyway. So, yeah. I know. I had so much fun with that when I was sort of younger as well. And I think that that's also one of those things where you just sort of go, yeah, when you're young, you are meant to sort of have fun and again, do things that don't hurt others, but stuff that, you know, brings you joy and makes you feel excited and happy. Right. Yes. Okay, cool. Just had to have a moment there, a moment with my Lego set to try and remember where I'm up to and what's happening. Yeah, but I say, you know, go for it. Figure it out, figure out what you want, have a bit of a think about it, and then just, you know, do whatever you want that makes you happy. No, I think a lot of people have that sort of thought. So, and I think that the nice thing about, you know, things like dyeing your hair like a really light colour, like white, or really pale blonde or whatever, is that then you can put other colours over the top of it, and it's easy to do that, I think. Not that I'm a hairdresser or really understand that stuff, but I do get the distinct impression that in order to dye your hair like colourful colours, it needs to sort of then be quite light to start with so that the colours will then show up nicely. So, yeah. And then Corne, Brickish is saying that she only has one tattoo. Brett's saying that he's got 14 tattoos coming along. Brickish is saying it's not weird that you want to dye your hair white. the mermaid project is plodding along, Amy, at an absolute snail's pace, as you can guess. I was actually just thinking today, it's been a strange building year for me and my mocks. I just don't seem to be able to get any of my mocks finished this year. I've got so many builds half done, and none of them seem to be at the point of me feeling like they're completed enough to show to anyone. I'm hoping that now that things are a little bit more quiet at work and I'm feeling a bit more confident with my new job and all of that sort of stuff, that little bit of extra time will mean that I will find it easier to be more creative again. But I don't know. I think it's just been a strange year for so many of us. So I'm trying not to sort of be too hard on myself, not being super creative. And then I'm just sort of trying to trundle along with my other things as well. So there's been a few things that have been going on behind the scenes that I've not really been able to progress very much either. Oh, Brick Ty, how you going? Yeah, 13 tattoos as well. So yeah, it's all cool. So, oh, cool. It's so nice that you've popped by. I hope that you're having a nice Saturday lunch, just chilling out and relaxing a little bit. I'm just building up the astronomy tower today from Hogwarts. So I did get this set quite a while ago, but I just haven't built it yet. So today is the magical day that things are getting built, funnily enough. But, oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, no, that's okay. Right. Yeah, so we'll just sort of see how I go with doing my mocks and that type of thing. And I think it's also one of those things, particularly with the mermaid mock, Amy, that because I have a fairly good idea of where I wanted it to go in my city, and then my city shape changed, I have now sort of changed my mind about how I want that mock to fit into my city. And so there's a few adjustments that I need to sort of figure out at that level as well, which doesn't help either. But I don't know whether or not that's just me procrastinating even further. Who knows? So we'll see. We'll see how I go with some of my mock building. I have finally filmed one of my mocks that I did finish ages ago. So there were a few things that I wanted to tweak on it, like the roof. And I finally sort of got that to a point where I'm kind of happy with it. I'll probably take apart and rebuild it again because I'm not 100% happy with it. But I think it's good enough to go in a video. So we'll see how long that takes me to edit this week. Because the other thing that seems to be taking me ages and ages at the moment is simply editing my videos. So I think last week during the 72-hour live stream, I said that I had my video done. I just had to finish editing like 1 minute of it, which shouldn't have taken that long. I think it was a 7-minute video, so it shouldn't have been super lengthy to do any of that stuff. But it's also kind of tricky, yeah, even finding the motivation to do that. So I don't know. So we'll see. Oh, excellent. So Rogue's got the postman's rung. Oh dear. Oh, and Brett's got a new phone. That's cool. It's nice when technology catches up with inspiration, Brett. So that's really nice to hear that, as I've been rambling on about nonsense. Yeah, and I think that that's the whole thing. Like, I just sort of go, I think that that's what everyone's sort of saying is, you know, it's really important to be true to who you are and that sort of thing. Again, I just sort of go, it's just going to come down to, you know, where your tattoos are and what they're of. But again, I don't really think that very many schools are going to discriminate against someone having tattoos. And if they do discriminate against something like that, then you may not want to work for them. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I also think that while you're at uni, that's also a chance to have a bit more fun with style and those sorts of things as well. So maybe in the workplace they would be a little bit more conservative. I don't know what schools are like where you live, but I also know that there are some schools here which are perfectly happy to have teachers that have pink hair and that type of stuff as well. Not all of them, some of them. And I guess that's where you just sort of go, well, that's probably the type of school that you'd want to be working for or with. So yeah, yep. And so there we go. Let it out. Just be you. Everyone says that Lego Brick's face is the same as Harry Potter's. Oh, so you're a lookalike Harry Potter. So Brick Ty is saying 5 days of work, so going to build the elf clubhouse for your mum today. That's kind of cool. And then she only likes the Xmas stuff. Oh, cool. So she only likes the Christmas stuff, which is kind of nice. Obviously, I can understand that. The Christmas sets are really lovely. Doesn't like the Iron Man helmet. I guess that's okay. Well, I don't think the Iron Man helmet is for everyone. But she does like your mocks, though, so that's good. That's always nice to have a supportive, supportive people around you, I think, is really cool. Oh, that's so cool that you've been wearing the Dots bracelets. I keep forgetting about mine. I'm so terrible when it comes to stuff like that. I think it's because I don't really wear anything much like that. So it doesn't even really dawn on me to ever put on a bracelet or put on a necklace or anything like that at all. So there's our little potions book, if my webcam will focus. Come on, you can do it. Nope. Come on. Okay, not doing it. That's fine. But we do have a potions book there. Cool. So we're up to bag number 3, which is kind of cool. Scruffle around off camera. And I also think that it's very much that whole thing where often our sort of style changes over time anyway. And I think that that's also that's just part of, the society that we live in because, fashion changes over time anyway. So, yeah. Brickish is so on. No one around me really digs the Lego. No, that's why I have to come on here and talk to you guys. Because literally my whole family has banned me from talking about Lego to them. So, and being that I do have an older brother, even though we are, middle-aged elderly people now, but he still teases me like an older brother does. And one of the things that he teases me about is talking too much about Lego. So, yes. So you guys get to suffer with all of that instead. Listen to me ramble on about what's been happening in the Lego universe for hours on end every week. So, and Puppy's having a grumble. I don't know at what. There doesn't seem to be much going on outside. Yeah, I think that's sort of I think that's sort of true for a lot of us, though, Corne. I think that in high school, a lot of the time, just part of, being who we are, we just want to survive high school and get through it with as little incident as possible and, not to really stand out from the crowd and just to blend in. I think that that's perfectly sort of quite common for a lot of high school students. And I think that when a lot of people do go to university or they leave high school and they go out and they get a job or whatever, is that then they realise how insignificant high school actually is. And they just feel a lot more comfortable and confident about being who they actually are. And I think that it can be a lot trickier when people also have the fear of being rejected as well. So whether or not that's through, you know, their beliefs or through their gender or sexual identity or whatever it happens to be. And of course, I think that, you know, a lot of the information that I know from Australian high schools is that there is a lot of homophobic bullying that still occurs in high schools here, which can be really damaging, obviously, to the people experiencing the bullying. So no doubt some of that can play into it as well. I do think that it is getting better in Australia, but it is a sort of a slow process, and a lot of education is required, not just on behalf of the schools, but also the teachers and the students around as well, around what is considered appropriate and isn't. So, yeah, I think that that's sort of fair enough. And then Brett's saying same here until he found the YouTube family. I know, and now all of you guys just have to listen to all the Lego chat. And we all get excited over the various things that are happening in the Lego universe. So, yes, we were talking about the police station a little bit earlier, Jezza, but I'm sure that we'll all be more than happy to have another little chat. I do actually think that it is a really nice looking modular. From the images that I saw, I think that it looks really cool. I like the fact that they've sort of got the two like little skinnier side builds to it of the different colours. I don't know exactly what that is, but no one should be surprised at that because I don't really know a lot of things. I think that I'm the first to admit that I'm usually out of the loop with a lot of stuff. So, yeah, I think that it's sort of like a really nice looking set. I think that it looks really, like it seems to me that it fits in really well with a lot of the other modular buildings as well. So I think that that's kind of cool too. I still think that the downtown diner is a little bit of the odd one out, is that it seems to be that that's the most modern looking building. And it seems that that's the least sort of, like that seems to sort of architecturally stick out from all the others. So I think that the police house looks really cool and seems to be like a really nice addition to the different modulars that we already have. So I'm excited to see that pop up in a few people's cities and see how that sort of looks and where people are going to place it and all of that exciting stuff. So, yeah, but again, I just sort of go, it's just a really nice modular. Like that's where I just sort of go, it hasn't surprised me. It hasn't shocked me. I think that it's a really beautiful building. And I just sort of go, I think that people that are modular collectors, I hope that they're excited by it because I seem to think that it's a nice looking build. Yeah. So what are your thoughts, Jezza? Any opinions on it? Any thoughts on that particular build? Anything like that? And then Bricky Ty saying that everyone thinks that you're a 5-year-old trapped in a 4-year-old's body. It's my midlife crisis, yes. There's nothing wrong with that, Bricky Ty. I'm there with you, buddy. So, and then Rogue saying, Bricky Ty saying that they're looking forward to the police station. So, but we'll have to wait because they still need Assembly Square. That also seems to be one of the regular challenges with the Creator Expert sets, is that everyone seems to be able to struggle keeping up with purchasing them all. So, yes, fingers crossed. Yeah, exactly. I think, yeah, and I think that that's true for a lot of people, Corne. And I think, like I said, especially if you're part of the LGBTI family as well, I think that there's a whole other, host of emotions and everything that we all go through when it comes to that side of life. So, yeah, it is just important to be yourself and just be who you are. And again, you know, I just sort of go, you're such a lovely person. So, of course, people are going to accept you for you. And if they don't, then it's their stupidity for missing out on the fantastic person that you are. Ricky's just saying, thank God for all you guys that I've met on here. Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting as well. But I do think that there have been so many police stations released as part of the city line that I'm sure that people will be able to come up with police cars. Surely that's something that they'll be able to come up with if they want the modular in their city. I also saw a few comments on Instagram today of people saying, oh my God, now I'm going to have to take apart my police station mock and think about whether or not I want to build a fire station mock and that sort of thing. Also, I think that that's going to be the other thing that's going to be interesting, is to see what people then want to mock in their city, because obviously they now have an official police station. I also think it's interesting that so many people were guessing that it was going to be a post station, a post office, post station. Because I think that rumour's been going on for years now as well. So, yeah. Round the twist, Amy, I don't think I ever got that here. Or if we did, I don't remember ever watching that. Yeah. And then Brickish is saying the diner does look out of place, but it's my favourite modular. It's mine too. I'm so happy that I was finally able to score my downtown diner. I don't know where I'm going to be able to put that in my Lego city either. Yeah, and the Lego struggle is real, definitely. I agree. It seems to be the case of, I think that the battle is always not enough money to buy the sets that we all want. And then the second challenge, Pucky's barking. I've just had a car drive past. And then the second challenge is not enough space. So we all need like Lego warehouses to fit all of our sets into that. And then I think the last one is the time, is not having enough time. Oh, hang on, I've got to tilt this down. And then not having enough time to be able to build what we want when we want to. So that seems to be the most common complaints amongst us Lego builders, which is not a bad thing. So, oh, cool, yes. So, like the new modular, especially the colour choice. Oh, is it lavender? Oh, I thought it was tan. I must be slowly going blind or losing my marbles, or a little bit of both. I don't know. It was very quickly that I was scrolling through. Oh, okay. Yes, I definitely plan to get the Harry Potter books that will be arriving. I'm actually really a bit annoyed though, because the Book of Monsters has come out in Australia but is only available at the Lego stores, and I don't have a Lego store. I can only buy exclusive Lego sets online. So I don't know how I'm going to end up getting the Book of Monsters, which is a set that I'd really like. Steve built it last week on the 72 hours live stream, so I know that he's been able to get hold of that in Victoria from an actual Lego store. So I don't know. I'll have to try and think about what to do. I might see if Steve's going to the Lego store and see if I can PayPal him some money to buy it and post it over for me or something, but we'll see. I don't want to be too demanding though, in case he can't get hold of it. So, yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that I won't be able to get that set, because I would have really liked that one. I think that that would look really cool next to, like, the other 4 books, and then also, like, the little flying Hagrid, flying Hedwig that we got as well. I think that that would be really cool too. So, yes, I'm definitely looking forward to those. They are going to be one of the things that I probably will want to save up for, because it would be nice to be able to get them sort of as soon as they come out. But there's such a long list of sets that I want as soon as they come out. So we'll see. We'll see how I go with my savings between now and then. So, and considering that I'm not great at being an adult, I don't know how that's going to go either. So we'll see. Oh no, the tiniest. I got scared and chickened out. Yeah, fair call. I probably need more of that energy in my life, Brickish, because I just keep seeming to hit the let's just get it now and worry about paying for it later vibes far too often. So I probably should be more cautious rather than so frivolous when it comes to my Lego spending habits. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. No promises, obviously. I don't know how much I'm actually going to put that into practice. Oh, it was made in Australia and it came out in the 90s. I was probably too old for it then. That might be why I don't know of it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's so frustrating. They also did the same, like Lego also did the same thing with the Chinese New Year sets. So I was so excited when I found out that we were going to get the Chinese New Year sets in Australasia. So they were going to China as well as Australia. And I was just like, oh my God, this is super exciting. They are such beautiful sets. And I literally like got up on the 1st of January. I clicked onto the Lego store at, you know, midnight, all of that sort of stuff to get the Chinese diner sets, and I was clicking, and they weren't coming up, and I was like, refresh, and then I ended up having a Google, and it said that, yeah, they were coming to Australia, but they were only exclusive to stores. So you actually had to physically go into a Lego shop and actually get it from the Lego store. And none of the stores that were stocking up were doing online orders. So I was just like, oh no. So then I sulked and I thought, that's just destiny. It just means that I'm not destined to have it. And so I haven't bought any of the Chinese New Year sets in a subtle, very quiet and anonymous protest that nobody else cares about. Oh, okay. So the new one's mostly tan and the side sections are medium lavender and the bright green colour. Yes, I get you now, Jazza. Cool. Oh, no, Diagon Alley. Yes, I know. Well, that was one of the big ones that I ended up building on here. So there were 4 parts to my Diagon Alley build. So I did one book every week for a month, which was really cool fun. I really enjoyed that. But I think I did slowly go a little bit bonkers. And a few of the people in the chat can actually vouch for that, I think. So, yeah, it took a lot of time to build as well, which was nice, and a really enjoyable build too. So definitely worth getting. But again, pricey. So, you know, we can't always get all the stuff that we want straight away. So it is probably just going to be a matter of, you know, budgeting, whatever that is. Oh, and Cornet's saying Diagon Alley in about 25 days. Exciting stuff. We're all going to be very, very excited to see and hear about that, which is going to be super cool. I know. I think I just find the whole regional exclusive thing bizarre as well, because I think that then that just sets up the market for secondhand sellers. And I think it's the same thing with like concerts, not that we know what they are anymore, but when bands and performers and stuff like that say that you can only buy X number of tickets because they don't want the scalpers to get hold of them and then for the fans to miss out and not be able to see the people that they enjoy. And I think that that's the same thing with the Lego sets as well. You know, I just sort of go, I would have been more than happy to have gotten the Chinese diner sets for a few people that I knew that wanted them, particularly some of my UK buddies, and send them over to them. And again, it probably would have been that whole thing of, you know, just getting them to pay for the cost of the set and the cost of the postage. I wouldn't expect any extra money or anything like that from it. And I sort of go, and that's the nice thing that we do for our mates. But yeah, I just sort of go making them regionally exclusive, especially when things like the Chinese diner sets were so beloved. Like Lego must have realized as soon as they started to see all the comments come in about those sets, the dragon dance, the dragon that was up and down like that. So many people just absolutely adored that set as soon as they saw that. So I think that's why Lego was just like, okay, no longer regional exclusives then. So, yeah. No, I think sometimes it's nice. Sometimes it's nice to wait for things, especially when you've sort of set that up as a reward for your birthday. I think that's such a lovely and meaningful thing to look forward to. In the meantime, you can always pierce your ear, dye your hair, or get a tattoo, corner. So you've got lots of things. Yeah, and yes, Comic-Con's also another fantastic example as well. I just sort of go, yeah, the people that can afford to go to Comic-Con and can afford to fly there then get all the exclusive stuff. And the poor people, like myself, who can't afford to go anywhere because they keep spending all their money on random things, then miss out. So, yeah, I just sort of go, I think that then it becomes a question of, people then just being able to buy their way into a fandom because they can afford to do so. And not everyone that has the money necessarily loves the thing as much as poor people do, or, people who can't travel for whatever reason or whatever. Oh, for Zoom's here. Hey, buddy, how you going? What's a Bespin duel? No. And I think that that's the other thing that I always find really weird and quite random as well, like the markup. I just sort of go, and again, I think that this is where people buying Lego as investment sets then becomes really frustrating as well, because I just sort of go, but there's people that want to build that stuff now that can't get hold of it because you've bought it as an investment, and then you want to sell it to them a year later with £100 markup. So I just sort of think, no, that's not fair. That's not right. I've said this before as well. I think I'd be terrible, absolutely terrible at having Lego as an investment because I'd always just want to give all my sets away for cost price, do the biggest fans, and I just wouldn't have it at all invested ever. So, it's Star Wars. Brickish is a Star Wars set. Yes, thanks, Brickish. I kind of figured that it was from a thing that I knew absolutely nothing about. Unless there's Ewoks related to it, then I'm probably not going to know what the set is in Star Wars. Yes, you too for Zoom. If you can't stay for very long, I hope you have a really lovely weekend as well. It's always nice to have a few people stop by, though, as we're rambling on about all sorts of wonderful things. Now, where am I up to? Bag number 4. I breezed right through bag number 3 without even realising that it had been and gone. So that's quite good. It might be a short stream this week as well. Well, a shortish stream at any rate this week. So we'll just have to see how we go. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything else to build. So once this one's built, we can probably have a bit of a chat about other stuff, but yeah, I'm still waiting for more stuff to arrive. Well, I think Star Wars is one of those things where I can completely understand why people absolutely love it. And this is where, hand on my heart, I loved the first 3 movies when I was a kid. Like Return of the Jedi, I got to see that when I was in primary school and my mum and my brother and I were on holidays in Auckland in New Zealand, and we went to this fancy movie theatre, and it was so special and it was so iconic. I had to cover my eyes with my hands when they got dropped down into Jabba the Hutt's lair with that big monster coming after them. That was terrifying, but I've had a huge love and passion for Ewoks ever since then. So again, I just sort of go, yeah, I can understand why people are obsessed with it. I also think that it's a really, really interesting story when it comes to Star Wars as well. I think that there's sort of, interesting messages and stuff like that going on with Star Wars. So I can completely understand that. Again, I've seen all the pictures and photos of Baby Yoda, so I can completely understand why so many people are obsessed with Baby Yoda. How adorable. Completely adorable. So, yeah, but again, I just sort of go, I just haven't fallen down the Star Wars rabbit hole yet. I might. Who knows? Who knows what my future holds for me? One day when I least expect it, Brickish, I might all of a sudden be like, oh, Star Wars is a thing for me now. Can I get Neville to hold the plate? Yes, I can get Neville to hold the tray. So there's Neville, as a waiter. Who's now going to fall over because he's going to be too top-heavy. You can just lie down with your tray there, Neville. So, I know. It's one of those weird things. Like, I'm sure that I saw on social media or something, someone shared, and I think that it might have actually came from Reddit. And I think that on Reddit, they do that whole thing around, who is wrong in the relationship type thing. And this girl went onto Reddit. Oh, no, I think it was shared on Facebook, but it was shared from one of my lugs. So I'm in the Perth lug and the Australian lug, but only online. And they shared Lego users group. And they shared this post, which I think must have been taken from Reddit, where this woman was in her 20s. I think she said that she was in her 20s or her 30s, and she was dating this guy, and he had a huge Lego collection. And she was always whinging at him about his Lego collection. And she kept on saying, oh, you don't even know what's in your collection. I bet that if I take some of your Lego sets, you wouldn't even notice that they were gone. And she did. So she actually confessed to taking a garbage bag full of his Lego sets out of his Lego room, because apparently I think that he had some sets displayed in his lounge room, and then he had a separate room in his house for his Lego sets. And so she took his Lego sets out of the house and threw them in the garbage. She didn't just hide them, she threw them away, which I find completely disgraceful. Regardless of whether or not it's Lego or clothes or any fandom or memorabilia, she actually admitted to throwing them away. And then she was just like going, but what, growing up, man has Lego. It's just like everyone in the lug was like, all of us, we all have Lego. And it's so out of order for you to be throwing away someone else's Lego. So, yeah. Quite often my mum also questions me about some of my Lego choices as well. And I'm just sort of like, but if at any stage I decide that I'm no longer into Lego, or, it's not my thing anymore or whatever, then I can sell it. And I think that the thing with Lego is that once it's opened, is that the used prices for Lego are pretty constant. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really sort of go up and down in value very much. I may not get the cost back that I've spent on Lego, but I think that that's the same thing for anything that you enjoy. You don't get the cost back on the, marathon that you've run, or the cycling trip that you've taken, or, the music concerts that you've attended. So for me, I just sort of go, building the Lego is part of the price of enjoying this hobby. But yeah, I couldn't believe that story when it was shared to my Lego group. I was just like, how out of order is it for her to be throwing out anything that belongs to another person? So, yes, original trilogy is the best. Yes. Oh, M Productions is here. How are you going? Sorry, I was. Oh, Darren's here as well. Hey, how are you going? I know, that's what I thought as well. I was just like, no matter what you're into, nobody has the right to actually throw something out. Like, I probably would have been more on her side if she had just hidden the Lego sets, put them in the boot of her car, or took them back to her place and stuck them under a bed or something. But to actually have thrown them out, I was just like, that's so wrong on so many levels. It wasn't her property to get rid of in any way, shape, or form, you know. So I know. Well, no, we don't condone violence, but I would say break up with her. So, and don't have her back to your house. And I would also probably say that I would be asking for the cost of those Lego sets. She would need to replace them. Like, can you imagine if she threw out something like the downtown diner? You know, I just sort of think there's some of my Lego sets, which, you know, I think that most of us have got quite a good collection of Lego sets where you just sort of go, even if they just threw out one of them, it would be loads. It would be loads of money to replace them now. So, yes, I found that absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, I think that that's, you know, where I just sort of go, I don't expect, you know, people that I know to care about Lego as much as what I do, but I do expect them to respect it. And I just sort of go, it's my hobby, it's my thing, I enjoy it. It's not hurting anyone. So why would anyone need to worry? Do you know what I mean? Like, I just sort of go, just leave me to it. So, and again, you know, I just sort of go, and then there's been other things in my life where I just sort of go and I've made those changes. Oh, yeah. And I've made those changes to my life to be able to then, you know, factor in my Lego hobby as well. So I just sort of go, let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. Oh, and we've just created a little chocolate fondue fountain thing, which, let's be real, could really turn my whole Saturday night around if I actually had one of those. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what so many of the comments were saying as well. It's just like, oh dear. There's so many of us where it would just be like, yeah, I'd really love to have a fellow Lego fan to build with. But again, I just sort of went, she just seemed really judgmental. I was just like, oh my gosh, it was just bizarre. And then I was thinking to myself, if he's got that much Lego, he probably had quite a nice job as well. So it was probably quite a catch amongst the Lego community. Oh, bless. So that's only because she knows that I'll buy her shoes. Yep. It's nice to get each other gifts, though. I think that that's sort of quite cool. Yeah. Just saying, yeah, we're clever. We are. I agree with that. Exactly. Like, so many people that I've spoken to just absolutely love our Lego hobby because it's relaxing, it's calming. You know, I just, again, like last week on the live stream thing, I was saying, especially for me, so much of my work that I do in the world is not tangible. Like, there's nothing to show for it at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And I just sort of go, and so it's just so nice to actually be able to build and create something and have something that you can actually see and feel and touch at the end of that process. And I'm the same as well, Brick Ty. Like, I get absolutely lost in my mocks. Like, when I'm building a mock and I've got a really clear vision around what I want it to look like and where I want it to go, is that it is just so enjoyable. It's such an enjoyable process. And it's the same thing. Like, I could literally sit there for hours and it feels like no time has passed at all. And it's just, yeah, so cool. Yeah, and I think that that's the other thing. It would be so nice to, you know, like, I mean, even if the person doesn't love Lego, I would at least expect them to respect me enough to put up with my weird hobby. That wasn't phrased very well, but you know what I mean. Like, I would just expect them to respect me enough to be like, yeah, that's a thing, leave her to it. You know, and again, I just sort of go, it's quite nice when I hear of people where they just sort of go, yeah, my partner wasn't really into Lego, but then I got them to build a set. Like, even last week, talking to Mama's Bricks, is that her husband hasn't really been a huge Lego enthusiast as much as what she is. But she was sort of saying even last week, like, she just gave her husband a set to build and he was just like, yeah, this is awesome. And again, found it really relaxing. And I just sort of think, yeah, it's so cool. So, oh, Bricksloth is here. Hey, buddy, how you going? So nice that you're here. Hope you've been having a nice week. I'm just building up the Harry Potter Hogwarts Astronomy Tower. So I'm up to partway through bag 4 out of 6 bags. So you've popped in at a good time. And we're also just sort of, you know, doing our usual rambling on about all things Lego sort of related, talking about how much we love our hobby and, yeah, how much we enjoy it and all of that sort of stuff. So, yeah, welcome. It's nice that you've popped in to say hello, as always. So, yeah, another little bit of our lovely astronomy tower is getting built up. And it's quite nice because we've got some pretty cool, like, little spare parts in this as well, because we've got a few printed tiles floating around, which is kind of cool. I always like extra printed tiles for different bits and bobs. Okay. So, oh, I know, it would be so fantastic. It would be absolutely brilliant to have a Lego enthusiastic partner. I think that that would be very enjoyable indeed. So, yeah. Again, you know, even things like having someone that would be like, yeah, you can have a Lego room in the house. I think that that would be kind of cool too. I keep seeming to sound like I'm setting the bar really low. No, Brickish, we should be setting the bar really high, shouldn't we? Should be saying, yes, a Lego enthusiastic partner would be awesome. So, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. I think, well, I've been single for such a long time, I don't know quite if and when that would ever happen. So I think it might, Pucky and I might be just sort of lifers. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and again, I just sort of go, that's enough. That's it. But again, I just sort of went, it was just, yeah, it was so bizarre to read that story of the person. And it was even more bizarre because it was written from, like, her point of view, in the fact that she was saying that she hadn't done anything wrong. And it was just like, you've done so many things wrong on so many levels. So, yeah. Yeah, and again, I just sort of go, that's cool. You know, that's the nice way to be in the world. And I think sometimes it's actually nice to have separate interests from your partner anyway. Something that's just for you, where you can have your own, like, little friend group and all of that sort of stuff, where it's not so up each other's jumpers and all of that sort of thing the whole time. But again, it's each to their own. If you're happy, then do whatever makes you happy. That's my simple life philosophy. Very simple, very easy. So yeah, we're now powering on with the build. I think that this might actually be the base of the tower itself. Right. Okay. Spin it again. That's one of the things that I do find quite tricky when I'm live streaming, is trying to figure out which direction I've got to spin in. Obviously, because that's usually when I go quiet and the stream pauses in silence. I try and calculate my life decisions around Lego in my brain. Oh dear. Right, looks like we're coming up to the end of bag 4. So yeah. Oh, did I buy anything Black Friday? Sort of, yeah. Not really though. I ended up getting Sesame Street last week, which is I'm still waiting for them to deliver it. I was hoping that it might arrive yesterday on Friday, but it didn't. So hopefully that might arrive on Monday or Tuesday. So fingers crossed that it does, because it would be quite nice to be able to build that for next week's stream. But we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how the poor delivery people are going at the moment with all their stuff. So fingers crossed that will be here next week. So I had already bought that, which was actually quite lucky, because when I looked at the Black Friday stuff, Sesame Street had sold out again. So I was quite happy that I managed to sneak that in when I had the chance. So that was kind of cool. And then I did end up getting a couple of the Hidden Side sets. So that was the other 2 things that I ended up getting: the Hidden Side prison, and the submarine. They were the only 2 things that I was missing that was available. Unfortunately, in Australia, the Haunted Mansion's no longer available, so that sold out. So, which is a shame, because I really, really liked that set. So again, that one might be another one that I'll have to try and find on Bricklink or something, and see if I can get that from somewhere else. So yeah, so that's what I've got back. Oops, that was that question. Oh, cool. So your Whomping Willow got delivered. That's good. That's such a nice build. So yes. Rogue didn't buy sets, just place more Bricklink orders. That was the other thing that I've done this week as well, is place more Bricklink orders as well. So I've got 2 of those coming too. And then with my Lego, I also put in a Bricks and Pieces order too. So hopefully that won't take too long to come, because that's for like a little custom design thing that that I've got planned coming up as well. So somebody else has designed these little sets, which I think is really super cute. How do these work? Oh, this way? Is that how they go? Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, somebody else designed them, but I think that they're really cute. So I think I might, well, I am going to build them, obviously, which is why I'm ordering their parts. So yeah, I think that that might be quite cool as well. That I may do that on a live stream, or I might do that on a video. I haven't really decided quite yet as to which way that's going to go. Oh, cool. So Brick Ty saying got Charles Dickens set. Yes, that looks so nice as well. So I'm glad that a few people have gotten that. I'm happy to watch a few different builds and reviews of that one as well. Robin's back. Hey, Robin. Cool. Oh, I know. 1st of December isn't very far away at all. And it's a friend of mine. It's her birthday as well on the 1st of December, and I haven't got her a present yet, which is going to be absolutely terrible for me to try and figure out what to get her, because she is one of those people who is a really brilliant present buyer, and clearly I'm not. So I'm going to then be like, well, I still don't know what to get her, because she's such a great present buyer. So yeah, I'm a little bit lost as to what to do for my friend's birthday on the 1st of December. And then Brick Sloth is saying it's going to become Church of Sloths. Oh, bless. So cool. And then fantastic. There's a few other things. And then Corne saying that she didn't order anything, was too busy on a lot of things happen day. Yep. So that's always. And then Brick Sloth seems to have a delivery on the way as well. So yeah. Yeah, but yeah, not much for the Black Friday Lego stuff. I think I'm actually more excited about my Bricklink orders than anything else. But it was quite nice to get the hidden side sets at a bit of a discount as well. But because there wasn't anything else that I wanted at the time or that was available, because I would have loved to have gotten the Elf Clubhouse, but they've run out of stock with that. Yeah. I didn't really seem to get anything else. I think that probably if I'd gotten the Elf Clubhouse and the 2 hidden side sets, then I would have ended up with that Charles Dickens book as well, and probably free postage. But I was just sort of like going, there's no point in trying to spend another, $120 in order to get free postage when I don't have $120 worth of Lego that I really want to buy from the Lego store at the moment. So instead, I took the $12 postage hit from Lego instead. So that's the way that my little Black Friday went. Oh, and Robin's saying that the UK deals on the Lego website are terrible. There was a lot of things on the Australian website that actually weren't discounted at all. I think that I probably did the right thing by waiting for the hidden side sets to become discounted, because most other things, it just wasn't, it wasn't really all that spectacular, to be honest. Cool, there's little Luna. I love Luna's dress. I think that looks so cool. It's so cute. Yeah, and that was the other thing, like the other set, well, the Elf Clubhouse was the big one that I wanted to try and get hold of. But yeah, that's been sold out for quite a long time. So yeah, which was a bit of a shame. Oh yeah, and queuing. Yeah, I did see that. Do you mean queuing online? So you stayed up for midnight for no reason. Oh dear. Not staying up again. Yeah, I know. I think that's been the interesting thing as well. It's just the sets not being available. Now, which way is this going? That way. So, again, I guess that's all just part of the world that we sort of live in nowadays, I guess, where things are a bit hinky when it comes to what is available and what isn't. But again, I just sort of go, that just probably needs a bit more thought put into it, I guess. So Ninjago Temple, Brick Sloth is keen, but it's only 60 or 70 anyway. Yeah. And sometimes that's where I just sort of go, in Australia, the Lego store is the most expensive place to get Lego. So only the exclusive stuff is really what I try and buy from the Lego shop. Or if things have sold out in all the other stores, then I might consider getting it from the Lego store. But again, I just sort of go, it's just so awkward and painful. Even the delivery couriers that Lego uses in Perth or uses in Australia to deliver their Lego are really terrible as well. I just find them the worst delivery company in Australia. The people are nice, don't get me wrong. My regular delivery driver that drops off my Lego sets is very friendly and nice, but the system is very, very hinky and annoying a lot of the time. And I just find it very, very frustrating. So, but again, you know, I just sort of go, it's really probably not the worst thing to be that concerned about. So, oh, Will's here. Hi, Will. How are you going? So everyone's saying hello to Will, which is super nice. Oh, and hoping Lego stores will open next week. Yeah, that will be a bit nicer as well, I think. But again, you guys have been opening and closing a lot, haven't you? Which must just be so confusing and frustrating. But I guess as long as you're doing your best to, you know, stay healthy, hopefully that's okay. Cool. Oh, yeah, no, that's fine, Brickish. And then Bricks, look, ordered a second-hand set to use when I put in my library. I know I think that's the other thing that's really sort of bummed me out recently as well, is not being able to find as many second-hand sets as what I used to. So, yeah, I might have to start having a bit more of a regular look on Facebook, but I'm just not, I haven't been on Facebook now for such a long time ago. I keep sort of forgetting about it. Fabuland, I know, our resident Fabuland fan, which is fantastic. I have been seeing your gorgeous posts of all the beautiful little Fabuland creatures who have the cutest little faces of all time. So it will be really interesting to see how you go, Robin, once you've got all the Fabuland sets, because you must be pretty close to having the complete collection. Are you? Or is that just me being an ignorant non-Fabuland fan? But I know that Mrs. H is really fantastic at tracking down fantastic deals. So you must be getting close to having a full contingent. So, oh, okay. So Brick Ty is saying that the Lego websites appear to be opening on the UK on 2nd of December. Oh, well, that's soon, isn't it? This is going here. Right. Cool. So a little twiddly bit there. Right. You can tell as the string gets longer, I start umming more and more often, don't I? Even I've noticed that. Oh dear. Anyway, it's all good, isn't it? So yes, it'll be interesting to see if and when we're going to ever get our Lego store, because that was meant to be happening this year. And I don't know whether or not it still is, or whether or not it's been put on hold. I did hear a rumour that they were going to postpone it and open it next year, so 2021, which isn't that far away anymore. But again, I don't know whether or not they're going to want to open more stores if they're still having stock issues due to lockdowns and international stuff. Oh, cool. Oh, excellent. So Robin's saying it's getting hard to find sets at good prices. Sage found the Fabuland house the other day, and he found the mill shop, which is really cool. That sounds like good fun. And have about 80% of the Fabuland sets, but it's getting tough now. Yeah, I think it's going to get harder and harder, isn't it? Especially as the sets that you are wanting to get hold of become more and more rare. Right, sticker time, gang. Cool. So, oh no, maybe I shouldn't do these stickers tonight. I don't know. Oh no, that one. No, that one doesn't look too bad. Okay, cool. Whew. Hopefully that's given me confidence to power on with the next sticker. We shall see how we go. Oh. All I've got in the background is a little puglet snoring. So there's those ones. So just little bookcases, which is quite cute. Bricksloth is saying in the US don't seem to have Fabuland. And Bricksloth did have a look because they thought that the windows and the doors were really cool. Yeah. So, and then Robin's saying that there will be a new store where his grandson lives. It will be open before Christmas. Arc stickers. Yes, I know. I know. I powered through though. I did have to go quiet and hold my breath and just listen to the soothing sounds of a snoring puglet. So I managed to get through, and they don't seem to be that crooked, which is good because I thought that it was really going to go astray there for a moment. But I got through it, which was nice. So I don't have to go back and re-sticker anything. I still have to apply the stickers on my Avengers helicarrier though. So I did most of them. I've just got a few of the final ones to go, which was silly of me to do that. Because the more I'm delaying it, the longer that it's just going to sit there and end up, I don't know, end up not being stickered. Oops, not being stickered at all. Oh, cool. So Bricksloth's saying that the government building is built of freestyle pieces because you were looking for Fabuland. Oh, cool. Yeah. I know. Well, I don't know loads about Fabuland stuff, just what I see Robin post. And it just looks like an awesome theme and like such a lovely range of sets. So I can completely understand why people would be like, find that style of building just really charming. And the look of it just, lovely. It's just like gorgeous. It's just gorgeous and charming sets. Amy's getting started on the gingerbread house now. Cool. Power through that. I might have to look mine out and get that ready. Hopefully I won't do that this week. Hopefully I'll have Sesame Street for next Saturday. But I think the gingerbread house might be for the Saturday after. So, and it will be mid-December by then, so I think it's perfectly acceptable to get on with doing the gingerbread house then. Well, I mean, you could even do it now because it is the 1st of December so soon. So, yes. Oh, everyone's talking about how much they love the Lego stores. That may or may not be close to them. Stop it. No, you guys can talk about that. That's okay. I'll just enjoy your enjoyment of those vicariously through what you guys are saying. I'll try not to get jealous about the proximity that you all have to Lego stores. No, I think that would be so cool. It would be, as like for me, like I've never been to a Lego store ever in my life, not one. So I think that would be a really nice thing to be able to do, would be to go to an actual Lego store. It would be really cool to go to like quite a large one that's like quite fancy. That's, going to be bigger and better than the store that I suspect that we might be getting in Perth. So we'll have to see. Robin's saying he's lucky because he has 4 stores within a few miles. Yes, 6x6 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6x6 white frames. There was actually 3 of them in this bag. Oh, now my camera's gone fuzzy. Come on, don't fuzz. There we go. Yeah, there was actually 3 of them in that bag. Jezza? Yeah, I know. It's not that bad. Like, well, actually, I don't know because I don't know any different. So I've only ever known my life without a Lego store. Which that's a very dramatic way of putting things, isn't it? well, I don't know any different. And then I think that it's, you know, just things like I've been really lucky with Bricklink. So I just sort of go, that's fine. You know, Bricklink's better than no bricks at all. So that's been super handy. I've started to get a bit better with bricks and pieces as well, which is quite good too. Although I still need to remember some of the little tricks of the trade around Bricklink as well. I mean, bricks and pieces as well, the online bricks and pieces. But again, that's okay. I think the thing that is a bit of a bummer is having to pay for postage. So that's the thing that probably really does my head in when it comes to buying Lego stuff and not having a Lego store, is always having to be concerned about how much things are going to cost with postage. Particularly because there are some parts where I just can't find the sellers in Australia to have the quantities that I want. And then unfortunately, there are sellers, you know, in Europe that may have those exact quantities. But then I have to factor in paying European prices to get them over to Australia, which again is better than not having them at all. But I just sort of go, I think it would probably be quite difficult to sit down and calculate how much I've spent on Lego postage. That would probably be the thing that would bum me out more than figuring out how much that I've actually spent on Lego itself. So, yeah. And I think that that's one of the reasons why I am sort of looking forward to having a Lego store that I could actually physically visit and go to and enjoy, rather than, you know, having to pay for postage. And then there seems to be wheelings and dealings going on between Jezza and Robin. I like it. Oh, bless. So it looks like I'm building up a couple of little beds here, and because they're blue, I'm going to make the bold assumption that this might be the Ravenclaw room here, which will be kind of cool to have. It will be interesting to see what other sets we sort of get as well, because we've sort of ended up with a very how many Bricklink? Just how long is a piece of string, Jeremy? I honestly don't know. I could probably go into Bricklink and figure that out by looking at that, but off a lot. That's going to be my answer. I recently went into Brickset and worked out how many sets I have, which I may or may not repeat here because my mum may or may not watch this stream if it's a shorter one, but that was a lot as well. So I know. So yeah, a lot. Yeah, and I don't know what it is, but whenever I found parts in Germany that are parts that I would like to have, they always seem to be on the really expensive side. So I don't know why that is, or how that translates, or what's going on with that. But yeah, whenever I found parts or a set or whatever that I've wanted, and it's been in Germany, it's been far too expensive for me to purchase. I just can't justify purchasing stuff at that price. So yeah, and I did know that for quite a long time, German postage was actually quite reasonable. So it wasn't the postage that was the issue. It was the cost of the actual stuff. So yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, that's something else that I'm terrified to do as well. And I think that was probably, well, I don't know. I think that it would probably, yeah, be a bit concerning. Just putting a number to it, I think. Oh no, Robin. Oh dear. Yes, go and chat. I'm sorry to hear that, Robin. Oh my gosh. Oh dear, that was a bit of a shock. Hopefully that's okay. Oh dear, I know, Rogue. Hey. Okay. Hopefully Robin will give us a bit of an update later in a day or two. So, oh dear, I hope. And I think the thing is, especially with, COVID and all of that sort of stuff, is because it just varies so much. I think that's the thing that is just really challenging. So yes. I know. Brett saying, I will just move along with chat a bit because I don't want. Yeah, we are all wishing Robin and his grandson the best, obviously. So yeah, but I don't want to take up. I don't know. I never know what to do when I get delivered bad news in my stream. Quite often for me, I would prefer to just keep things like easy here and not to focus too much on the real world, because as we were saying earlier, for me, Lego is a way to relax and to escape and not have to worry about dramatic things. So I'm not being, flippant or horrible or anything like that. Obviously, we all think the world of Robin, and obviously any child who's 5 days old doesn't deserve to have COVID. No one deserves to have COVID. So, my thoughts are going out to Robin and his family, obviously. But so, I will move the chat along though, so that we can just focus on sending Robin our thoughts, and hope, like I said, hopefully Robin will give us an update later on. And I'll get back to Lego talk now in the hopes that will just help us take our minds off the outside world again a bit more. So, yeah, Brett's saying that he started with one set and now has 2 rooms. Same with me. I started with one set and now it's all over my house and it's everywhere. And that's the same sort of thing that I find as well, Will. Like, I don't know. I know that some people, and I think, Brett, you're one of them, and Bricksoft, I think that you're quite good at it as well, is that you guys seem to make the most of the parts that you have. And even Jacob from Brick Bakery tends to build with the parts that he has. So if he doesn't have the part, then he has to figure out an alternative. Unfortunately for me, I like having the parts that are in my head, which is why I do so many bricklink orders. And I think that this is where some of my mocks also go slower than what I had hoped that they would go as well. Because if I don't have a clear idea about how I want it to look in the end, it's really difficult for me to create, just sort of like quite organically. Another sticker. Oh, and I forgot to show you guys the Ravenclaw sticker. So that's actually gone in here. So that looks so cute on the walls in the little bedroom. So that's coming along. And then Brett's saying, the struggle is real. Still haven't touched my Harry Potter Lego yet. And the reason why I'm laughing, Brett, is because I think that you know that my Harry Potter Lego has creeped out into another room in my house. So I'm like going, I actually don't know where I'm going to put this set on my Harry Potter table yet. So it'll be interesting. Oops, wrong way. So yeah, my wide variety of Lego sets are actually taking over my house. But in a good way, I think. Isn't it? Is it? I don't know. Oh dear, I'm getting all of this backwards now. Okay, right, we're back. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it does seem to be sort of like quite a nice sort of set. I really like the look of it, like when you see how it all sort of comes together. I think it's really nice. And I also suspect that it's one of those things where this might be more of like a joining set where we get to click everything else into place with this one, which is why they've sort of made it a little bit more like, you know, I don't know, creative, less less up and down, I guess. Oops, croaky throat. Yeah, it would be interesting to see if we would get glass for these windows. Oh, yes. What's the set that got everyone hooked? So I think that that's a very interesting question there, Brickish. I would say it was a couple of the friend sets that I first purchased. And I did say last week that it was the pet salon, but I also think that it was the juice bar as well that came out. The set that I think that, and then I think that what happened was that then I fell down the elves rabbit hole as well. And I think that once the elves theme came into my life, then that was it. It was all over. That was my Lego fandom coming to life right then and there. Yeah, and I think that that's one of the things that I really like about your city, Brixloff, is because it does seem like obviously you've put thought into what you're building and how you're going to build it, but it also seems a little bit more creative, like particularly with the colors that you use and the fact that you're sort of quite happy to mix and match the bricks and the palette, the color palette and all of that sort of stuff is really, really fantastic. Oh, cool, Brick Ty. So it was the Technic Orange Corvette. So the missus got it for you last Christmas and bought you out of your dark ages. But she's regretting that decision now. No, I'm sure that she's happy that you've got something that brings you joy. Oh dear. And then the UCF Slave one, Brickish. I know that that's a Star Wars thing. I don't know what it looks like or what it does, but I do know that that's something to do with Star Wars. So I think I deserve a round of applause for at least knowing that much. And then Brett is saying that his missus bought him a fire station 3 years ago. He did have Lego, but just not as much. Oh, cool. So that was, yeah. Then Will say, I assume you mean as an adult. Possibly, Will. I don't know. We don't know what we assume on here. Always like Star Wars, like any normal, good, upstanding citizen. Okay, I take the hint. And so, yeah, cool. Oh, okay, so they do glass for them, only translate blue though, and it's very rare. Oh, okay, so saw the UCS Slave 1 from watching M&R, and it took you ages to pull the trigger, but never looked back. Oh, bless. Yes, I think that seems to be a bit of a common thread, Will. You know, I've said before on my channel, I struggle with my mental health. Quite a few people I know have openly said that they do as well. And I think that that's the other reason why I enjoy, you know, building my Lego. Because, yeah, it's oh, hang on, I've done that wrong. The reason why I enjoy building my Lego is I put the set all together all completely wrong. Yeah, because it is something that is enjoyable. And for me, it's, yeah, I find the same thing, is that just the the mindfulness of the task of being able to put Lego together is just really lovely and enjoyable for me. So, yeah. And then Amy saying, grew up with the Harry Potter sets and the pirate sets. But then when Disney princess sets came out, just fell in love with it. Yes, Amy and I both love our Disney princess sets. And especially because Merida from Brave was one of the first ones as well. That bode well for us, Amy. Unfortunately, we've not seen or heard of poor Merida since, though. Oh, cool. So Brickslaw saying, got started building as a grown-up because saw the modulars online, but wanted my own city, but smaller. Yes, and I think that was one of the things that inspired me to do more building, was being able to do like my elf shelf display series where I get to build in all the terrain and everything in and around those sets. Oh, hang on. Why is this left over and this? Where do these go? Oh, is this supposed to go over here? Have I done that wrong? I have to go back through my book again now, guys. Oh dear. Oh right, yes, I was meant to put that there. And this. Right, cool, great. Phew. And I don't know where that newspaper's supposed to go either. But there we go. Excellent. Gotten there. And then Britta, I'm trying to collect the Forest Men again, but oh my gosh, how expensive they are. I know. Going back and trying to collect older sets is a bit of a challenge. Oh, Lord of Dragons, hello. We were talking about Raya earlier in the stream. I haven't seen the pictures yet, but some of the chat has, and word on the street is that people are liking what they look like. So I hope things are well with you, my lord, and that you're staying safe and looking after yourself. But it seems like if you're at work, that's a good sign. I have been wondering how you've been going over the last few weeks as well, because the last time we spoke, things were pretty serious for you over in Poland. So, yeah, it's good to see you pop in and say hello and let us know that you're keeping well. And then the diner, sort of, but got obsessed with making your own affordable original version. And I think that was the thing with me, was I started to look online and found lots of Lego cities, and so many of the Lego cities that I saw were absolutely fantastic and wonderful and gorgeous builds. Let's not take anything away from that. But so many of them included a lot of very similar sets, and which also included a lot of the modulars, which again, there's nothing wrong with that because the modulars are gorgeous and fantastic. But I think that's one of the reasons where I just sort of went, I really want to try and do a Lego city with more friend sets and with more princess sets. So that's where I started on my little underwater mermaid village deep dive into a descent into madness. So yeah, I think it's kind of cool to hear about how things are going. I know. Hopefully we will get some more sets. I think that there's a few. I think that it seems to be heading in the right direction though, because we seem to be getting a few more princesses now and again, which I think is enough. It was really nice to get another little batch of Moana sets last year. I really appreciated that, which was kind of cool. And then be like. Just make it up as I go along. I know. I go rogue, don't I, Jeremy? I just start building wherever I think it needs to go. I don't know. I think because I'm talking to you guys and checking the chat, I just get distracted as to which bit of the instructions I'm up to. Oh, bless. Yeah, we're all going fine. I'm on to the last bag now, Corne. I'm glad that you've gone off and had a jog. That's good for you. Bit of physical fitness is super handy. And then, oh, cool. So Brett's saying after the fire station, bought parts bundle with roads and bricks, and from that started to build houses and started on the city. Yeah. Yeah. I think it seems like the slipperiest slope is starting to build the city. That's what I'm starting to pick up on. Is that's when we all realise the depths of the Lego madness. So, but in a good way, you know. I have to say that, don't I, about myself? Now, is that the right piece? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yes, right. Yeah, cool. Okay, cool, great. Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm on to the last bag now as well, and I'm getting more and more vague, aren't I? Oh dear. But you know, that's okay. That's what happens on my streams, it seems, doesn't it? We just sort of chat away about random things. So Corne's already gone out and been a lot more active than the rest of us. Unfortunately. Right. So the other thing I think that's coming up tomorrow as well is I think that Mama's Bricks is doing another live stream tomorrow. Double check that, but it seems like she has posted her reminder thumbnail card thing already. So I think that that's on tomorrow, and obviously that stream will be in Dutch as well. But for me, I actually did really enjoy watching her live stream last time, particularly when I was just mooching around at home doing a few bits and pieces in my Harry Potter room, Lego room, universe. And she was also really lovely at being able to do her best to translate for some of the chat and some of the different conversations. So I think her previous stream was half English, half Dutch, even though it was promoted as English. And again, I also think that with some live streams as well, sometimes it's just nice to have the pictures on and just watch something cool that's happening on the screen as well. Oh, yes, Corne. Corne's saying yes. She is doing another one. Yeah, I think it's tomorrow as well. So again, if any of you haven't checked out her streams, can pop over. I think that she also said that she's going to organise a few guests as well. So it'll be interesting to see what other people will be popping onto her live stream to talk about all things Lego in Dutch as well. So that's kind of cool. So Corne's confirmed, yes, she's doing another one. What else do the rest of you guys have coming up? Anything exciting that you want to tell everyone about? I know that, Rogue, you said earlier that you've got a Bricklink order and now you're just, well, we've got a couple of Bricklink orders and now you're just waiting on a few more. So that seems to be a promising thing, although I also am very aware that you need a lot of parts. So I think that we're best to be kind and patient for our big build. I know that Amy's building the gingerbread house and doing some stuff like that, which will be nice. I think that will be such a lovely build, Amy, to have up at Christmas time too. So yeah, that's a really nice idea. Right, building up windows, round windows. So, oops, this one. And what else have you guys got going on for the weekends? Have you guys got any other plans coming up? Oh, okay, right. Okay, cool. Lost your job. Yeah, I think you're not alone in that situation at all. Lord of Dragons. I think that it's been really tricky for a lot of people. So, but I am really pleased to hear that you're giving Lego workshops online. That's fantastic. You'll have to tell us a little bit more about that as well. So that sounds fantastic. You are such a fantastic builder from the sets that I've seen of yours. So I'm sure that that will be something that will be really nice for you to do. And then Brickish has got a few things coming up as well, trying to get some shelves sorted. So build and display your sets as well. Yeah, I think that that's a nice thing to do. Oh, that sticker's not good. Lord of Dragons and I actually have spent a bit of time talking about shelves, because I know that the Lord had quite deep shelves at one stage, which was really nice to display more, but then you couldn't see the stuff that was at the back. So I think even for me, like with the Billy bookcases, which are just like the bog standard like IKEA ones that you can just sort of get from IKEA, is that I do have to be quite mindful as to where I place things with them as well. Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's good. Bricksloth, your amusement calendar arrived because you got that in the auction last week. I was going to say that got to you quickly, but you're in the US, so probably that was just normal. And Amy's saying can't wait to start on her advent calendar, which is really cool and exciting, as always. Right, okay, yep. More umming and ahhing going on at this time of the evening. And then Will's saying still haven't opened any of the sets that he bought yesterday, staring at you. Okay, cool. So it's early for you. So you must be in the US. Oh, and then Bricky Ty saying whole room rearrange after Chrissy, just need some more storage space. Yes, the good old Lego catch cry. Yes, just call you my lordy. Exactly. Oh dear. Well, it's such a good name, Lord of Dragons. Like, you have to go with it. Oh my gosh, we were saying 20 hours since bought a set, longest sets have ever lasted in his house. That's brilliant. Oh dear, I know, that's the same with me. I think that that's another reason why I would never be able to do the whole having Lego sets as investments as well, because I just get far too carried away and bust into them all. Very is this way? Yes, it is. Yeah, I think that that's speaking a lot to my level of self-control though, isn't it? Oh, okay, there we go. So yes, Lord of Dragons is saying don't get Calyx from IKEA. It's only good for Technic sets, but not good for displaying cool scenes. In Maryland. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Enter the VIP giveaway. Lego is doing a giveaway of 1 million VIP points. Really? That sounds like something that's too good to be true, Brett. Are you? Oh, that's a huge surprise. We were saying that he's going crazy. You're definitely in the right stream for that then, because you're in the right place, mate. But yes, I think it's time that you bust into those sets as well. Rogue has given us a really good update. Prioritize Now has acquired more parts with the hope of moving from digital to actually building the first drive. New YouTube series coming. That's exciting, Jeremy. I'm loving that. But of course, no pressure. Take your time. I get far too excited about Jeremy's builds and ask him bamboozling questions. But no, nobody can answer, including Jeremy himself, because oh, did I do that? Oh no, I did do that right. It looked wrong, but it's the same. Okay, cool, good. And Brickish is saying, needs to learn from you guys. It's taking you ages to crack open a set because I really can't display them. Yeah, I think that that's a real challenge. You're definitely not alone in that. I'm definitely getting to the point now where I keep thinking I don't have enough space for all the Lego that I want to display and look at. So yeah, and I think that then becomes really tricky as well, because it's nice to build the sets, but I also then sort of go, it just sort of seems a bit lackluster to build it and then just put it away and store it as well. So yeah, there's no easy answers to any of that, no easy solutions for any of that. Figuring out good storage though is quite handy. So I really like the Billy bookcases that I've got to do my elf shelf displays. That seems to work for me, particularly with the elves series. But I still need quite a bit of, where's my other little, oh, there it is, brick. Yeah, but I still need more room, and I just don't know how to go about doing that. And then Brickslot saying, I break into the sets to get the minifigs. Don't do Harry Potter in your city so Harry Potter figs don't lure you. No, that's cool. Yeah, and sometimes that happens, Will. Like, I quite enjoy sitting down and just chilling out sometimes as well. And I think that it is one of those things where it's perfectly fine to just relax and build your sets when you know that you're going to enjoy them and have fun doing it. I don't know. I did hear that with streams, if you do your streaming through YouTube, then I think that you have to I don't know. I shouldn't be answering your question, Lordy. I didn't realise that there was a number of videos you need to make to be able to stream. I just sort of started to stream. I know that Tayshawn, who pops into my streams every now and again, he actually said that because he streams on his phone directly through YouTube, then he had to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers. Obviously, I don't have that, and I can still stream, but my streams are powered through StreamYard, which is up here. So I just go onto the StreamYard website and set up my stream from there. I'm more than happy to have a chat to you about that in more detail. Yeah, I think that you'd really enjoy doing live streams. I find them so much fun. It's just something that I absolutely love. Yeah, live streams with good friends. Exactly. That's what I love as well. It was a bit daunting for me, as many of you know, that were in my first few live streams, that I was sort of quite nervous about it. But again, I just sort of go, you guys were all super lovely and kind and supportive to me, that I just sort of now tell you guys that I don't really know what I'm doing or what I'm up to. And most of the time in the chat, everyone's fantastic. Brick Ty saying, yes, agree, yes. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, Brickish, yeah. And that was the sort of sad thing as well, is having to build a set and then not being able to like display it. Star Wars everywhere, on tables, on the floor, on the couch. Yeah, I know. That's the same as my house. Like, Lego is just all over the place. So this is my dining table, but there's also a Lego build down there on a dining room chair. There's Lego over this way as well. There's Lego on the side table by the couch, which is over that way. I've got Lego in my study, and I've got Lego in the spare room as well. So I've definitely got Lego everywhere too. So no one's surprised at all. And then I've also managed to get a Lego room at a family member's house as well, in their spare room too. So I've got so much Lego all over the place. It's absolutely ridiculous, but in a good way. Sold a bed and got a sofa bed. And then, what's Darren saying? The Adventure Series Egypt theme in the late 1990s was how he got hooked. And Coralie really likes Lego as well, doesn't she? And I know that she loves a lot of the Friends sets too. So I think that that's sort of really nice that you guys do a lot of building. I don't know whether or not it's together, but you both like building Lego, which is so cool and so much fun. Corne's saying, I know you need 1,000 subs for the community tab. Yes, that's true. Lord of Dragons, definitely look into StreamYard. Whoops, over here. Because that seems to be the easiest way that I was able to figure out how to live stream. So, and again, I was really lucky to be able to be guests, to be a guest on with a few people before I actually started streaming myself. But I think that you're a lot more technically minded than what I am, so I'm sure you'll be able to figure that out. Bricksloth, I don't even know what a community tab is. I know. We'll say the Lego community is great. Lord of Dragons going. Take care, buddy. Yes. Community tab. The thing for YouTubers to let their subs know what's happening. They can show pics and special pop-ups and stuff like that. Right. Yes. So a quick description from one of our TFOs. And hopefully we'll learn something. We'll see. And yeah, they can comment on that stuff as well. The Lego starts heading into the bathroom. Yeah. Just, Will, I would advise you not to make promises that you can't keep, buddy. Oh, dear. Yeah, and there we go. Brick Ty saying the bathroom is for all the underwater sets. That's like, where else are you going to put all your boats and your submarines? And Brick's must say, yeah, having a Lego mirror frame in the bathroom. Brett's saying, I just got out of therapy for the 72-hour live stream. And then they did a second one. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Your accountant's mad at you. Oh, dear. No. M Productions is back. Hi, M Productions. How you going, buddy? I know there's been so many long streams happening at the moment as well, but I think that Chop was saying that that was mostly because there weren't conventions. Is this normally when America would have their Lego conventions on? I don't know. Clearly. That's my catch cry, isn't it? I think. I don't know. I don't know what's happening in the world. I don't know what's happening with this. I don't know what's happening with that. I never know what's happening with anything. Oh, dear. Right, putting in some details. Suspend the Lego Friends submarine from the shower head. Oh, bless. I know. Right. Is that? Oh, yeah, no, that is the right piece. Okay. Cool. 4 Lego Friends cruise ships filling up the bathtub. I know. That's what I was thinking as well. Those Lego Friends boats aren't small either, are they, Cordo? They take up a good chunk of room. Is that? No, that's not right. Yeah. Talking to my Lego again. Encouraging it to behave. Right. So I was just doing these little detailed bits around here, which look quite nice. I quite like the way that that's sort of all come together. Whew. Right, almost. Well, I'm getting there though, aren't I, gang? So we'll see. Oh, 2.5 hours. So yeah, no, this has been quite good. I know that I've been easily distracted today, so which is cool. That's all part of it, I guess, isn't it? Right. Another sticker, which looks kind of cool. I like the look of this little sticker. I'll see if my webcam will actually show this one to you guys and not be too fuzzy. Deep breath in. So here is this little sticker. So it's like constellations. And I'm assuming that that is Harry and Lily and James. I don't like making assumptions, but I'm going out on a limb with that one. And M Productions is making his Christmas avatar right now. So that sounds like a pretty cool thing to be doing. I don't usually do much Christmassy avatar-y type stuff, depending on what's happening. I have looked at a few of my, yeah. Whoops, this one. So, good, yeah, nice features on top of the towers. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. It's sort of like quite a nice build because it's sort of like a bit more architectural than a few of the others. I really enjoyed building the Burrow as well for similar reasons, is that it just sort of seemed to be like quite an interesting way of putting a Lego building together. So yeah, it should be good fun. The Dolphin Cruiser is bigger than I expected, yeah. Andrea's new boat, party boat, is actually longer than the Dolphin Cruiser as well. Probably not quite as high because I know that the Dolphin Cruiser had all the little aerials and that type of stuff off the top. Oops, missed stuff. What have I missed? Uh-oh. Missing more parts, flicking backwards and forwards again. Yeah, but yeah, that's quite big. The catamaran is sort of quite chunky as well with the sail too in the Friends line, isn't it? And Cornet has corrected me here as well. It's the Deathly Hollows. Well, it is whatever you believe it to be, Cornet. Is it Deathly Hollows? It doesn't look, I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. And then M Productions is saying the Heart Lake Cinema to an enormous building. Yes. It's a nice looking set though, isn't it? Just put a hat on the figure. And then Bricksloth saying is going to get this Friends Cinema set as well and already has theatre seats to put into it. Yes, that's what I like to hear. Brickish is even saying that the Friends Cinema looks good. Yeah, I agree. That's one of the sets that I really, well, actually, I like a lot of the sets that I've seen so far for 2021. I had to even pause then and think about what year it was. Yeah. Oh, dearie me. Right, another, oops, how do I do this? Another little tower going on. Oops, shall I move this up a bit so that you guys can then see that going up? I don't know what's more interesting. And then what else? The brick tile, the cinema set's going to mock into a building. Can't wait. Yes, that's going to be fantastic. They're basic Lego chairs, but in the theatre, they'll be theatre seats. M Productions also wants Andrea's house. Yes, I think that that's a really nice set too. Yeah, like I said, all the sets that I've seen so far I really like. So it's going to be, oh my gosh, it's going to be one hell of a January. That's all I can say. And then, yes, I know, Cornet's so excited to get a mini doll boy with glasses, which is in the cinema set as one of the like ushers in the theatre, which will be really nice. Because there hasn't been a boy with glasses yet, has there, Cornet? Oh, Jake's Portal's here. Hi, Jake. How you going? Getting it and all the other Hogwarts castles for Christmas, except for the microscale one because it's too expensive and don't have room for it anyway. So that sounds like a fantastic Christmas, Jake. You're going to have so much fun putting all those together. Is this? I've done this right. What am I doing? Oh yeah, no, that is right. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Right, good, done. And then Lego should start making 2 sets of Lego for every fig, the normal ones, and also a set that's 2 players with a joint. M Productions has been able to put a hat on his sig fig, so nobody panic. It's done. And then Cornet saying, so excited to think of all the crafts for the cinema, probably combine it with other sets. Agreed. I think, Cornet, a cinema in a mall is quite a common thing to occur as well. Just throwing that concept out there to you, buddy. And then if I had the cash, I would just collect Hasbro 3.5-inch figs and build Star Wars ships to that scale. Oh, Bricksloth, your brother's giving you 123 Sesame Street for Christmas. So that's going to be an absolutely lovely Christmas present for you. So I'm really looking forward to that set as well. I know that not everybody is a huge fan of that particular set, but for me, Sesame Street is just so nostalgic and I just think that it's really cute and I love the figures. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having that little one in my life, and it's nice to hear, Bricksloth, that you'll be getting that too. So that's really cool and exciting. And then this is the first boy with glasses. Yes, exactly. Oh, so it was Olivia's date to the prom last year. Oh, bless. I know, that's the same with me in productions. I honestly don't know how I'm going to be able to afford all the Lego that I want. I in the past, I have tried to pace myself with it and just get sets now and again, but I have no idea how I'm going to be able to prepare a list of pacing myself sets. Like, I just don't know how I'm going to be able to do that. So, yes. And then no, exactly. That's the whole thing though with us being in a little Lego fandom though, is that nobody else gets it except for us. None of us think that any of us are crazy for loving Lego like we do. So that's okay. And M Productions is hoping for a Batwing under the tree. Talk about Clone Army customs. Oh, I know. There were a few figs that, well, they can't put them all in, can they? There were a few figs that they sort of missed out on. Even, you know, like I was Snuffleupagus and Big Bird should never be separated. They're like best buddies. I don't know how Lego were able to do them like that. I know that Bert and Ernie are there together, which is great. I'm happy for Bert, happy for Ernie. You know, I don't want to, you know, take anything away from Bert and Ernie. And then, no, there hasn't been any further info on on the video stuff, has there? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that, though, won't it? And try and figure out what's going on. In productions, non-A folds and T folds are the crazy ones. I think that they should have made a separate set for each diagonal. Oh, each diagon alley? Yeah. Well, you see, I have a funny feeling that we're going to get Gringotts. I know that. Oh, okay, that's okay, Dan. Enjoy your barbecue, my friend. We're almost finished anyway, Dan. So, once I've got my this is the last little bit of my final bag, so I won't probably be on here for too much longer after that. And then, Dan, I know a barbecue does sound fantastic. No, it's quite nice here at the moment. Let's see, it's 10:30 in the evening. And we are, yeah, and it's 16 degrees Celsius. So, oh yeah, Dan, last week we had the 72-hour live stream. So I was streaming at a different time because of that. Oh gosh, I can't. I'm having construction issues again, Corno. So yeah, it's still 70 degrees Celsius here at night. So it's still quite nice. It's not super warm yet, but slowly getting there. Right, where does this go? Oh, here. Right. So yes, everyone's wishing you well at your barbecue. Yeah, I think that, you know, again, I don't know quite what Lego's plan was with all of that, because I don't know whether or not Lego was expecting like the mini scale Hogwarts to sell as well as what it did. And so I suspect that possibly Lego then sort of went, maybe we should be doing more bigger sets that are, you know, bringing the bit of extra coin and that sort of thing. I don't know. Yeah. It is an expensive set, Diagon Alley, but you do get a lot for it. I think that that's where I just sort of go, it was one of those sets where I just sort of think it is probably kind of worth it, because I suspect that each of the 4 builds is well and truly worth like $150. So, you know, maybe not to everyone, but to me, I think it was. Next big set could be Azkaban. Yeah, I have a funny feeling. I don't know whether or not they'll do Gringotts next, but I do. Gringotts is too iconic for them not to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just sort of go, you know, especially when we look at the micro scale Diagon Alley that we got a couple of years ago, back in the day. I just sort of think to myself, I can't imagine that Lego would put Gringotts on that set and not in with Diagon Alley. So I don't know. But Lego's done some crazy things over the years. Oops. Oh, it's not going to. Right, that's in there. I was being too gentle with it previously. Right, we're in. Barbecue. Yeah, I think that they might bring out add-on sets for Diagon Alley. Yeah, yeah. Betting on Gringotts. Yes, that seems to be a popular thought. Oh, the white frames. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to put it all together and see. I think that it is a little bit unusual that we do have white frames in here, because I don't think we've gotten white frames before. And they're definitely tan on the greenhouse. once I put it all next to everything else, I'll probably be able to make a better decision about it as far as that is concerned. Malfoy Manor, that would be interesting as well. Hope there are some smaller Diagon's alleys as well. Yes, we'll go and have some food, and we'll probably see you around on some of the other streams as well. I don't know how late I'll be up today though, so we'll just have to see how I go. And where am I up to? Oh. What? I don't. Oh, okay, I do have one. Right, cool. Okay, right. I thought I'd missed a piece. I was just like, oh no, I'm going to have to go hunting. Right, Will's heading out. Yeah, I think, yeah, there is a lot. I think that's the whole thing. You know, it's easy to sort of, we can make assumptions. I just think that I really want Gringotts. So that's the rumour that I'm going to be putting out there. I would really love Gringotts. Is this the right way? Oh no, that way. Okay, cool. Still talking to myself, gang. Cool. Little telescope, which is kind of cool. Okay, this. Cool. Goes up here. And I think I was meant to do these pieces. Oh no, I am supposed to do these now. I thought that I might have meant to have done them earlier. Cool. And then Brick Ty. Aquaman, Brickhead's built, 2 Bricklink orders done, made a cuppa and chatting away. Except men can't multitask. I think men say that men can't multitask, Brick Ty. That's always been my experience, so they don't have to do as much. So I don't think that multitasking is gender specific somehow or another. Oh, yes. 20 classroom book sets. They are, yeah, I don't know about their price either, Jake. I think that it's a sort of an interesting price point to have. I kind of agree with you in the fact that they are a little bit too overpriced for my preference. But in saying that, it'll be interesting to see for me in Australia whether or not other stores are going to get them. So generally speaking, Harry Potter's a little bit different, but generally speaking, if a Friends set comes out that's $40 on the Lego website, usually in store it's about $30, sometimes $25. So that's why I always try and get the... right, this goes in here, I think. That's why I always try and get the stuff from non-Lego stores, of course. But it'll be interesting to see whether or not the Harry Potter ones will go elsewhere as well. So sometimes it might be a Lego exclusive. It hasn't come up on the Lego website as an exclusive. It's come up as Harry Potter. So I think that will be interesting to see if that's going to happen. Whew. I will probably get them. Well, I'm a Ravenclaw, so I'm glad to know that you're a Hufflepuff. We do have a few Hufflepuffs in the house. We've also got a few Ravenclaws. If Brett's still here, then we've definitely got at least one Slytherin as well. So there we go. So that's our build done. And yeah, and I think that I agree with you in productions, is that it does depend on what you're willing to pay for them. I'll have to double check and see what the Lego Disney Princess storybooks were. It's not the same build and it is a little bit different. But I think that it would be an interesting comparison to see that in Productions Ravenclaw Forever. See, that's why we get along in Productions. We're Ravenclaws. So here we go. Build is all done. Let's bring my webcam down so you guys can have a bit more of a look. So around this side, we've popped in the greenhouse, which is where we started. So that's tucked in here, and that's just sort of been punched into this part of the build. So that's where we've got our little studs. So that just goes into those. Yeah, hopefully this won't explode on me now. Phew. And then we've got what I'm assuming is potions in here as well, which is a really nice sort of looking little classroom. It seems like we get potions a lot though, but I think that that's because it's really nice looking. I do really like this candelabra, especially because we've got candles at all different heights as well. So that's kind of cool too. And then we were able to pop this bit, which was like the second section that we built in here. Yeah, everything's going crooked. Let's see if I can slide this back, get it in. Whoops, crooked, straighten up. Oh, trying my best to multitask. Yeah, and then this was like the little second bit that we did, which I think looks really cute too. I think that this sort of seems to be a bit more green as well compared to some of the other sets, which is quite nice. So we've got, to me, it looks like there's more of the sand green and a little bit more of the olive green and some plants around. Might not be. It might just be that that's what I'm paying attention to today. And then as we slide over here, we've got the big tower. So again, this really nice like little detail on the front. I really like the way how they've put that arch together. I think that that's really cute. And then as we go around here, this is where we start to see all of those white frames. And I definitely see what you mean by this, Jake, is that it does sort of stand out a lot more than the tan wood. And I don't think that they aren't popping up. Oh, Jake's saying that the books aren't exclusives in the UK. They've popped up on a few websites. Cool. Let's get my mini doll out. Here. Oh, hang on. I'll just take that off. Whoops. There we go. So that's next to my little mini doll there. Let's have Luna pop in here next to a minifig as well. So that's kind of cool. And then we spin around and see the back. So then that's the tower. So then we've just got like the little entryway in here. We've got Slughorn's office here, the Ravenclaw room up here, and then we go all the way up, whoops, to here for the actual astronomy tower itself, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it does. It looks really nice. I'm really happy with how that all looks. And then even at the back of the instruction build, yeah, it is, I agree, Brick Ty, it is a lot bigger than what I thought it was, which is fantastic because we like getting our money's worth, but where to put it? Where to put it, indeed, is going to be my next challenge. And then even at the back of the instruction book here, they go through the 4 of the different sets and sort of put in where they all sort of go. So we've got the Great Hall, we've got Whomping Willow, the Astronomy Tower, and then what was the other one? Corner, I can never remember which one that was. Oh, the Clock Tower. The Clock Tower. So yeah. Oh, you guys are talking about stuff that I don't know about yet. The pug cubes, because of Pucky. Yes, I am excited about a pug cube. Oh, so this is, Room of Requirement. Yes, that's one of the other sets that I've put into mine as well that you can definitely put in here. They haven't put that on that little page though, for whatever reason. But yeah, okay, it's getting bigger. And I think the interesting thing is that obviously Lego has gone this way with it, which I think is really nice. But I've added in a few other like little sneaky clicking parts to bring it back around. So I've tried to make mine more U-shaped than anything else. But as we start to get more extension pieces, is that it's becoming trickier and trickier in order to put all of that together. Oh, check brick set, yeah. I have seen the photos of the outside of the new cubes, but I didn't know what animals we were getting with them. So it sounds like from you guys we're getting puppies, which is very exciting. And yes, I will be very happy if we're getting pug puppies, although I would much prefer to have a real pug puppy as well as Pucky. So there we have it, guys. Is there anything else that any of you guys want to see in more detail with this set? But I think you've probably seen it all. It has sort of been out for a little while. So yeah, there's the latest little build. I've got a few of the other gang over here. Let's line all of them up before we say goodbye. Although I think that poor Neville, I'll have to take his tray off because he won't stand up if that's still on. He can come over there with Luna. Slughorn. And we've got, whoops, Lavender. She can still fit in here. Oh, Hayley's Bricks is here. How you going, Hayley? I'm just finishing up. Our timing never works out to be able to see each other. Oh, right. So there's a pug, kitten, Dalmatian, flamingo, and parrot cube. Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's kind of cool. More flamingos. I'm assuming that they're slightly different flamingos, though. And then we've got the green book, the brown book, and another little newspaper, and the wands. So I usually ferret my little wands off to one side and come back to them later. Oh, not Parrot Bunny. Okay, oh, cool. Oh, that's cute. In productions, hey, timing is impeccable. Maybe next time, I know. It's always the way though, isn't it? So there we have it, guys. There's my lovely little astronomy tower, which is looking really cool. I think that my webcam is still struggling to focus on different things, but that's okay. Little wombat can join us over this side as well for Jezza. So, yeah, I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And next week, hopefully, if Sesame Street has arrived, then I will build up Sesame Street. If it hasn't arrived, then I will have to just sort of panic and think of something else to build. I might do what I did for the 72-hour live stream and go back and build some of the retro sets. So just go back through my collection and see what else I can pull out. Again, I think that we can do Sesame Street and then possibly the week after we can do the gingerbread house. I will keep looking into seeing if I can get the elf clubhouse, but I think that that's going to be another little tricky one. I know, no wombat cube, Rogue. We're going to have to protest and ask for more wombats. Cool, and take care, everyone. It's been absolutely lovely chatting to you all for the past couple of hours. As I always say, I absolutely love live streaming. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. I hope to see you all next week where we can talk more Lego stuff as always. See you later, everyone. Take care.